so many players in the box, it always happens. Somebody stands on somebody else's foot. It wasn't given. In this case, he gave it. But I think very fortunate for Argentina.
By the way, Didi, you'll be pleased with this because Cubarsí has been awarded the Young Player of the Tournament award.
Yeah, no, he was the one who the quick free kick that we just heard Shay mention and spoke about. He was the one who got the clearance, cleared it for a corner, so he was absolutely sensational. Plays every week for Barcelona, 19 years of age, and you know when we look back where we were 18, 19 to play at this level with the consistency to play 8 games in a World Cup against the best players. He played against Mbappé and Dembélé, and you know he played against Messi today, and he never looks out of place. You never get a feeling he's in the wrong position, and obviously he was the one who got Enzo sent off, or got himself sent off, but obviously he was the one who got fouled. He's been absolutely brilliant.
Actually, no surprise that Unai Simón has got the golden glove.
Yeah, I mean, we talked before the tournament, should David Raya play ahead of this guy, but obviously the manager, stuck with Simón, and he conceded 1 goal the whole way through. The whole competition is phenomenal. I mean, you have to be only as good as the team you're playing behind as a goalkeeper at times, but there was key moments, and he stepped up, made some big saves as well. Obviously, Martinez was the previous owner of that sort of golden glove, but Simón had a really brilliant tournament. He really did, and deserves that accolade.
Yeah, they've got a real strength in depth in that department, that's for sure. And I was just thinking that with Cubarsí and Yamal, 2 teenagers, becoming only the 4th and 5th teenagers ever to feature in a World Cup final, it really augurs well for Spanish football going forward, doesn't it, Dilly? They've got a lot of strength in depth.
No, absolutely, and there's all these young players coming through. We know that in Barcelona especially, they always try to bring young players into the fold, into the team, and they stick with them. They give them time to develop, and it's just great to see that these young kids play at this level so early, and I don't think we need to worry about them. And obviously, if you've got a manager who manages youth teams, he's one who's got faith in them. If they're good enough, they're old enough. I think the future looks pretty bright, but I think this guy gives them a lot of confidence as well, because I think they only develop when you've got experienced player next to them, where they go. If something goes wrong, we've got somebody to look up to who says, "Don't worry about it, lads, we'll be fine." And I think this guy is the man.
Yeah, player of the tournament, winner of the Golden Ball, Rodri. He could very well be departing Manchester City. It took him a while, Kevin, to recover from that crucial injury. Wasn't himself even through part of this season.
No, he wasn't.
He certainly recovered during this World Cup.
Even in the first few games of the World Cup, it took him a couple of games to get going, but he was decent tonight. He was very good, as most of the Spain players were, but in that semi-final against France, he was just immense, absolutely immense. Takes a long time to get physically. You might feel good from a cruciate knee injury. Mentally, to get yourself back 100% can take longer than the 6 months or so. And you're talking about the young players in Spain. Yamal is two tournaments now, still hasn't lost a game. European Championship and World Cup winner. What a record from 19 years.
Let's see now, Lionel Messi has led his Argentina side up onto the rostrum for the presentation of the runners-up medals. So let's return now and get ready for the presentation of the World Cup trophy to Spain as we rejoin Ray and Darren.
Peter, thanks very much indeed. Yeah, you're looking at the Argentina players receiving their medals from the FIFA president, Gianni Infantino, and the president of the United States, Donald Trump. The trophy presentation will be interesting. If you remember back to the FIFA Club World Cup last year, where President Trump was presenting the trophy to Reece James of Chelsea, and he wanted to hang around for the photographs as well. And it can get a bit crazy down there, but we'll see how that all goes over the course of the next few minutes. But look, very disappointing for Argentina and for Scaloni, Ray.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. 4 years ago they were winners. The joy of going up and collecting the trophy. And this time around, look at Lionel Messi. He's probably just hitting them. That's probably his last game for his country. Got them to the final, but unfortunately they couldn't perform. You talk about, them running out of energy. I think they've run out of players. Where's the next Messi? Where's the next group that's coming through? Because this is an older team that Argentina have got. And then you look to the bench, where's the young players coming through?
seem to stumble from one remarkable victory to the next. And well, he's been at 6 World Cups. He has the record for the most games played at a FIFA World Cup. And you just wonder, will we ever see his like again?
And listen, the Argentina fans have stayed behind, haven't they? To just say thank you to the players for all their efforts. Yeah, they didn't perform tonight, but they came through 8 matches, winning 7. Scoring goals really in the other games came back from the back and beyond when they were out of it, but they found and summoned a way to win. Tonight was just a game too far for them. From minute 1 to the end, they just didn't have enough.
Yeah, and now here we go with the Spanish team thinking of Rodri, and he wins the player of the tournament award. Sort of a bit of a clean sweep. Kylian Mbappé gets the golden boot, but I'm sure they'll post it to him, and I'm sure he has a letterbox that he'll fit into. But the golden glove, Unai, Simón, Cubarsí with the young player, Rodri the player of the tournament. Iker Casillas had the honour of lifting the World Cup trophy the very first time they won it, the only other time they won it in 2010 in Johannesburg, and Rodri now has that incredible honour. But these players, as David Raya, what a season he's had, like Superman, like Marino, and they'll be called up one by one to get their World Cup winners' medals. And it's difficult to put these moments into words for them, isn't it? And imagine what things are like back in Spain tonight.
Oh, look, we've had the morning. I'll be absolutely overjoyed. That's what this group of players have worked so hard over the last few years, and what a manager. Massive to get the job that he's done, to get a group of players that he has, and got them focused, got that determination, that desire, that will to win. Then what they've done in this competition, just conceding the 1 goal. But that is extraordinary. You've played 8 games and you've only conceded 1 goal. And very rarely you get no chances in game either. They're always going to have more possession than the opposition. But tonight, they got that 1 goal that they needed to become world champions once again.
Yeah, while you're looking at this, Torres, like Iniesta, the winning goal 16 years ago, his moment here will always be remembered in Spanish history, never mind sporting or football history. While you're looking at Dani Olmo, the Argentina players have gone down to the end of the ground where the majority of their fans are. Actually, they've fans all over the place. Very few people have left the stadium, and they're just standing there with their arms folded or clasped behind their backs and just looking into the crowd and taking the adulation of the Argentina fans who are still singing.
Yeah, it's very unusual. Normally when you've lost, you've had to wait a long time to get your losers medal. Normally you just want to get down the tunnel, get into the changing room. But they're standing there to a man in silence in many respects, just looking up at the Argentina fans behind the goal, who are just waving their hankies and trying to console the group of players. They take nothing away from the Spanish players. They're going to absolutely love this moment. Every one of them.
They were the better team. Created so many chances. Laporte, well, they were European champions 2 years ago. Unusual as well for Germany did it in 2014, but for a European team to win in the Americas. Germany did it, beating Argentina, ironically, in 2014 in Rio. Look at this kid.
Well, he thinks this game's easy, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's kind of completed football again. And how many more of these things will he win? Takes everything in his stride. He gets loads of stick on TikTok, and he embraces it. He loves it. He engages with all his fans. And he's very much the president of Spanish football.
As a European player, the 2 competitions, isn't it?
Yeah, I know.
The Euros and the World Cup.
He's got his little brother. He's famous as well. He's become a viral sensation, and Yamal has got a great kick out of that as well.
Cubarsí, how well he's done.
Yeah.
Young player of the tournament.
What did you do today, son? Well, I'm on the World Cup, and Unai Simón, you can see why he keeps David Raya out of this team, because he is an exceptionally
In this
fitness.
lad here, Cucurella, he's had a fabulous tournament. Not always been a great admirer we've got during this campaign. He's been exceptional.
Yeah, Cubarsí good for Real Madrid. That's where he's going. When we will see these players playing for their clubs again, because they'll have to have a holiday. They'll have to have some time off. Luis de la Fuente has never lost a match at a major tournament, which is just a remarkable record. He's come up with all the youth teams all the way through. Never had a club career. He got fired after 11 games managing Alves.
Yeah, the absolute phenomenal. Fabian Ruiz, that's his 15th international. Still not lost the game. Never lost the game.
Yeah.
But this is going to be an emotional moment. Rodri, the skipper, for everything that this team went by example from game 1 to game 8. Your heart goes out to everybody who's had to go through.
Ballon d'Or winner had the heartbreak of that ACL injury, and people said, oh, he's not the same player. But he's been improving and getting fitter and fitter. And on his day, he is just fearless and he is majestic. Gets his winner's medal from President Donald Trump. And the trophy is on a plinth behind him. There it is. The winners, Spain will have, that's the original trophy, obviously, it's priceless. They'll have this for the next little while. Then somebody from FIFA will take it away from them, put it back in the case, and they'll get a replica of it to go on tour with this evening and bring all over Spain for the next 4 years. But now, the two presidents will present the trophy to Rodri, the Spanish captain. And actually, are they going to do this together? It looks like they will. Rodri has his hands on the trophy. World Cup winner, they're world champions. Spain, this is their tournament. They've come to the United States and Canada and Mexico, and they have conquered here. President Donald Trump joining in the celebrations with the Spanish team. Infantino just getting out of the way as well. But this is Spain's day. It's Spain's tournament, and they are champions of the world. Tears of joy. That's the World Cup. That's the end of the road for Lionel Messi and this Argentina team. We've seen them in 6 World Cups. We'll see these guys, these youngsters of Spain in many, many more. But this is their evening, and they are world champions.